So sit whichever way is comfortable for you. Doesn't have to be cross-legged. Just a reminder of the breathing that we were doing. It was 2 weeks ago. We were doing a Ujjayi breath, and I might incorporate that a little bit during the sequence today. So just to remind you that the way that you do that is it's an audible breath, also called Victoria's breath. And a good way to imagine it is if you hold your hand up as if your hand's a mirror and just kind of, like as if you were fogging a mirror up, just kind of go and breathe onto it. And then, but do it again, but this time close your lips and do it. And you probably get a noise because you slightly constrict the back of your throat. So I don't know if you can hear me, but if I was breathing out and breathing in. So try that yourself for just a few breaths, just in your own time. And the reason we do that is it kind of, although it calms and focuses the mind, it gives us a little bit of kind of heat in our belly. So although you can use it for meditation, it's really good to do during a sequence because it also helps you hold poses for longer, gives you a bit of strength and energy as well as focus. So we'll do that during the class today. So let's just start. You can close down the eyes if you want. We're really going to go straight into the class rather than doing breathing. But first of all, just breathe in, roll the shoulders back and down. And again, breathe in, roll the shoulders back and down. And so bring your arms out to the side, and this time, so just with the breath, as you inhale, bring the hands up, and as you exhale, bring the arms down. And you can try and bring the Ujjayi breath in with it if you would like. So inhale and exhale, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. And inhale. So try and marry up the motion with the breath. Exhale as you come down. And a lot of today's sequence is going to be on the neck, shoulders, and the upper back. So that's what we're focusing on. So one last time, bring the arms up. And this time as you exhale, you're going to come round to the left, bring the right hand to the left knee, the left hand behind the back into a nice final twist. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. So inhale, lengthen through the torso, and exhale, you can twist round. And be very careful not to strain the neck. You can either keep the neck neutral, just looking ahead, but if you would like, you can turn your gaze over your shoulder, just watching you don't strain the neck. On the next inhale, come back, lifting up the arms to center, and exhale to the other side. Inhale, lengthen again, and exhale, twisting round. Inhale, lengthen through the torso, and exhale, twist. Inhale, lift the arms up and just bring them down just onto the knees. So just check your posture, that you're sitting up nice and straight, with the head over the heart, over the pelvis. And we're just going to do some neck rolls to work out all the cricks in the neck. So if you just start, just drop the right ear to the side. And we're just going to bring the chin to the chest, and you'll feel that stretch on the back of the neck. And then bring the left ear to the side. So you don't need to roll all the way back. We'll just do side to side. So chin down. And then bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Chin down. Bring the left ear to the left shoulder. So do that a few times. Just in time with your own breath. If you would like, when you come round, you can look up so that you're working out more kinks on the back of the neck. So make sure you're doing it in both directions. Oh, you might hear some crackling. I've got loads of crackles, particularly when I put my head back. And then just finish. Come back to neutral. Take the right hand, just reach it out to the side, and bring the hand to the side of the head and just help the head come down slightly. So you're not really forcing it with the hand, it's just helping to guide. And you're trying to feel this nice stretch down the right hand side. And you might want to feel how that feels if you just look down slightly. So you're just really feeling that stretch yourself. Come back to neutral. We're going to do that on the other side. So bring the left hand to the ground. We're going to drop the head over to the right, just helping it. Feeling a really nice stretch down the side. And you might feel this at the top of the left shoulder as well. Oh, nice. Don't know about you, but I've got quite a stiff neck from working at home. So then just come back to neutral. And incorporating the arms and the breath again, like we did before. Inhale, reaching up, really stretching through the waist. And exhale, come down. You can maybe close the eyes. We're going to do this another 2 times. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Really stretching. Inhale, up. And this time, you're going to keep the right hand up, bring the left hand down, and come over, stretching to the side. Ooh. And you should really feel a lovely opening up down the right hand side of the body. You might be able to come all the way down to your elbow, and with your elbow on the ground, it's up to you. Just feel a nice stretch. The more you stretch out those fingers away from you with the right hand, the more you'll feel it. Inhale, come up with both hands. And as you exhale, bring the right hand down. And we're coming over to stretch. Inhale, come back to neutral. And then we're going to pop over onto our hands and knees. And we'll be doing cat and cow, but with just a very slight variation so that we're focusing more on the upper back. So bring the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And this time when you drop the belly, as usual, and look up, but we want to feel as if you're really squeezing the shoulder blades in together, as if you've got a pencil held in between the shoulder blades. And then when you exhale, pushing the back up, feel as if you're opening up in the shoulders. So you're really stretching out in the upper back. So inhale, reverse that, dropping the belly, squeezing the shoulders together and looking up. And exhale, pushing the back up, feeling as if you're finding more space between the shoulder blades. One last time with your own breath. Inhale. Ooh. And then exhale. Stretching out the spine and in between the shoulder blades. Come back to neutral. We're going to thread the needle. So inhale, pick up the right hand. Twisting round, hand goes up to the ceiling. Then as you exhale, we're going to bring that right arm underneath. We're going to bring the right shoulder and the side of the face to the floor. If you would like, you can walk the hands
of the fingers of the left hand up above your head. So try and keep the hips up above the knees. Quite often you start sinking back, but you want to keep the hips raised. And you should feel this in the mid and upper back when you're twisting. And close the eyes here. Listen to the breath. And really try and observe, where are you feeling that? Do you feel it in the middle of your back, the upper back? Just bring your awareness there. Bring your left hand back beside your head. Come back up onto all fours, and we're just going to repeat that on the other side. So inhale, lifting up the left arm. You can look up to the ceiling, and then exhale. Thread the needle through. Bringing the left shoulder to the floor and the side of the face. You can walk the fingertips of the right arm up if you would like. Get a nice twist in the back. So bring the right palm beside the face. Come back onto all fours. And we're going to push up into down dog. So I know some of you aren't that keen, so feel free to stay on your knees. But otherwise, tuck your toes under, push up. We're going to stretch out the back of the legs. So we'll press each heel down. We won't be here for long. So if you are still on your hands and knees, remember you can stretch your foot out behind you to still get a nice stretch down the back of the leg. From here, we're going to walk the feet forward. And if you're on your knees, you'll want to come up onto your feet now so that you're in a ragdoll forward fold. So your feet are hip distance apart. And we're just going to fall forward. You don't have a nice generous bend in your knees. This isn't about stretching on the back of the legs. This is about stretching out the back. So you can hold on to opposite elbows and just allow the whole spine kind of to decompress. So let the head hang heavy. You might, if you would like, you can have a little sway here. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, we're going to come all the way up. Whew. So roll the shoulders back, just take a moment there. Maybe the blood's just rushed to your head because we were inverted. Take a deep breath. Now bring the hands behind the back so that you can clasp them here. If you were going to do a forward fold, so you can bend your knees if you would like, but now you're just going to forward, come forward, and allow your hands to come away from your back. So you're really trying to get as much space between your back and your hands. So you should feel that in the top of the shoulders. And just stay here, really pushing the shoulder blades together. See how far the hands will come over. Then let the hands come to the floor. And we're going to bring which leg am I going to do? So I'm facing you. I'm going to bring the left leg back and then drop the knee into a low lunge. So just move the ankle so that your right ankle is directly underneath your knee. And we're going to bring the arms up and then bending at the elbow, opening up the chest into cactus arms. So again, pushing the shoulder blades together. And then as you exhale, stretch the arms up. Inhale, pull the shoulders back again. opening the chest. Exhale, straighten up, and then one last time with the arms. Inhale, pulling the arms down. Excellent. From here, bring both arms onto the floor, and now pick up the right arm, and we're going to twist round to the right, the arm reaching up to the ceiling. You can either stay like this, or if you want to experiment, because we are working on the back, you can bring the hands to the lower back, so the palm is on the bottom of your back, the small of your back, and see if that can help you twist round. So it's up to you. You can either have your arm up or on the small of your back to help with the twist. Bring both hands back to the floor. And this time you're going to tuck the toes under and pick up the back leg. If you find that's too much, you can keep your knee down, but we're just going to repeat what we did, but with the knee raised. So inhale, lift up the right arm, and you can leave it here, or you can bring the hand to the small of the back to help with the twist. Just here for one more breath. Bring both hands to the floor, and now we're going to go into pigeon. So you're going to bring your knee so it's behind your right wrist. Yeah, you might want to walk the back foot back so that the knee comes down and untuck the toe. Okay, so it's up to you. You want to make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on your knee. So first of all, inhale, come up on your fingertips. And if you want, if that feels enough, just stay there. You should still be getting a good stretch on the right glute. But if you would like, exhale, walk your hands forward. You can come down on your forearms. Or if you would like, walk your hands all the way forward and bring your forehead to the floor. And we're going to stay here for a few more breaths. You can close your eyes. Try and release any tension from the face. That's a final breath here. And as you inhale, so come out nice and slowly. If you were leaning forward, come up onto your hands. Tuck the left toes under. And you're going to come up. Bring both legs back and then gently lower yourself down onto the floor. Okay. Bring the hands to either side of the chest, and we're just going to do 3 baby cobras. So using the strength in your back as you inhale, come up, lifting the hands up as well. Exhale, lower. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, lower. One last time as you inhale, coming up, using the back muscles. Exhale, lower. And then from here, we're going to push up into down dog. And remember, if you want, you can use the alternative of just keeping your knees down and being on tabletop. And then from here, this time we're going to pick up the left leg and bring the left foot forward. Yeah, so take a moment to check that your knee is up above your ankle. We're going to drop the back knee. So you're now in a low lunge. So just get your balance, come up, and when you're ready, lifting the arms up. As you inhale, as you exhale, bring them down, really squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, raise. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades. Reach up, bring both hands to the ground. And we're going to have a nice easy twist. Lift the left arm up to the ceiling. If you would like, you can bring the hand to the small of the back to help you twist round. Bring both hands to the floor, and again, you can just repeat that move, or if you would like a little bit more strength, tuck the back toes under, pick up the left heel, so you're in a high lunge. And we'll do that again, so pick up the left arm, reaching up to the ceiling, so you're really pushing with the heel of your back foot. If you would like, you can bring your palm of your hand to your back, and see if you can twist round. Good idea to use your Ujjayi breath here. Give you a little bit more strength. Bring both hands to the ground. And then we're going to go into pigeon. So you might want to drop the knee first. But you're going to bring your left knee behind your left wrist. And so your left foot will be behind your right wrist. And then you might want to walk the back leg back, gives you a little bit more room. So just check you're not feeling any pressure in your knee. Inhale, come up, roll the shoulders back. You can stay here if you would like. Or come forward. Onto your forearms. Or come forward further. Drop the forehead to the floor. Just check in with your knee here that it's feeling okay. If you're getting any twinges that don't feel right, come out of the posture. And close down the eyes. Try and stop holding on to any tension in the thighs or in the hips. And on the exhale, you really want to feel as if you're letting go of any of the tension in your muscles. So to come out of it, you always do this pretty slowly because pigeon is quite an intense pose. Walk your hands back towards you. Take the weight on your hands, tuck your back toes under so that you can pick yourself up, bring the left foot back, and we're just going to lower down onto the floor, back into cobra. We're going to take our 3 baby cobras again. So inhale, coming up, exhale to lower. Inhale up, exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale, lower, and then tuck toes under. And from here, we're going to, if you would like, come onto your knees first, but we're going to come up into downward dog. So how you come up is up to you. You can either come up on your knees or come up into plank, and then down dog. Right, we're going to do some standing postures now. So pick up the right leg. And if you can remember what we did last week about trying to bring the leg forward. So look forward between the hands, bring the knee towards the nose, step the foot through. If you need to give yourself a hand, it's absolutely okay if you don't get there in one go. And then we're going to come up into warrior 2. So I'll just meet you there. We're going to have a slight variation. Normally we just put the arms out, so I don't know if you'll be able to see me. I might come down a little bit lower. Because we're working on the shoulders and upper back, we're going to do eagle arms. So outstretch your hands, and then you're going to cross your hands in front of you, but you're going to bring the left hand underneath. Yeah, I'm going to come down lower so you can see. So I've crossed them over, and then I'm trying to bring my palms together, but I can't really do that because I'm not flexible enough. But you should feel the stretch across the back of your shoulders. So just stay here, be strong in the legs. We're just going to do one more thing. Come back into arms outstretched. Now bear with me, we're going to lift the left arm up, right arm down. Bend the left elbow so that it's coming down your back. If you can, see if you can meet your hands behind your back. I'm just touching my fingertips. Just see if you can reach. We're nearly there. And then outstretch the arms again. And now we're going to do a flow and then do that on the other side. So bring the hands to either side of the foot. Bring the right foot back. You can put the knees down if you would like. Lower yourself down to the floor. Push up into cobra. Tuck the toes under. Push the hips up and back into down dog. And we'll just repeat that little standing sequence on the other side. So this time you're going to pick up your left leg. And then you're going to bring that foot forward. So you can come up on your toes, bring your knee to your nose, bring your foot through. Hopefully it's getting a wee bit easier. And from here you're going to come up into warrior two. This time I'm facing away from you. So outstretch your arms. Just check that your knee is over your ankle. And this time you're going to swing your arms, but you're going to bring your right arm underneath this time. Yeah? And now try and lift your arms up a little bit. And if you can, drop your head towards your chest. It will increase the stretch in between your shoulder blades. So then inhale, outstretch the arms again. And this time we're going to bring the right arm up, left arm down, and you'll be able to see better this time. I'm going to bend the right arm and then see if you can. I'm more flexible on this side. I can't really reach on the other side. So I've managed to clasp my hands together. But if you're just touching fingertips, that's also okay. Or you can hold on to the back of your shirt. Inhale, bring the arms open. And exhale, bring the arms down onto the floor. Kick both feet back. And then we're going to lower the whole body. You can put the knees down if you want, chin and chest to the floor. Push up into cobra. And then from here, because we're going to run out of time, I think let's just go into child's pose. So just push your hips back. It's up to you. Either keep your knees together. I find it much more relaxing to bring my big toes together, open up my knees, walk my hands forward, allowing the hips to sink back. Listening to the sound of the breath. Again, it's quite nice to do a jive, audible breathing here. Relax the face. Maybe have a nice little smile. And then from here, we're going to come forward onto our bellies. Bring your feet about hip distance apart. And we're going to do a half sphinx. So first of all, just bring your forearms to the ground so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. But with your right hand, bring it in kind of 45 degrees. So instead of it being pointed straight out, bring it in at 45 degrees. Come up on the fingertips of your left hand. And just gently try. You want to keep your hip bones pressing in because you want the stretch to be in the back. So both hip bones on the floor, but pushing myself up to one side. And you should feel that more in the lower part of your back. Okay, so gently come down. We're going to do that on the other side. So have both forearms on the floor, then bring the left arm so that it's in 45 degrees. Come up on the fingertips of your right hand so that you're really twisting round but keeping the hip bones both connecting with the floor. Keep the shoulders relaxed and down. Tend to kind of, you don't want them to hunch up. Okay, come back into normal sphinx, so with both forearms on the floor. So now we're going to do a real chest opener. We've just done the back. Can you take your right arm and stretch it out so it's pointing directly to one side on the floor? I want you to try two things. You can try it like that, but also try it in a kind of cactus arm where it's bent at the elbow. Just see where you feel the stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll with my arm outstretched to the right. I'm going to roll onto my right hip. And I'm up on my fingertips so I can sort of push myself more. So I'm really feeling the stretch on the right side of my chest and the arm. You want to try it. Try it. Can you bend your arm as well? I tend to just feel it in the arm when I do it like that. I prefer to keep my arm straight and then I get it more in my chest. And if you would like, you can bring the hand behind you as well. Again, if you bring it onto your hip or your lower back, it helps you open up more on the right side of the chest. Ooh. So roll back down, and we're just going to repeat that on the other side. So I'm going to stretch out my left arm, one side, and then I'm going to roll over onto my right hip. And I'm keeping my knees bent because it just helps me for balance. And I'm up on my right fingertips to help me push away. But then once I'm happy with that, I can bring my arm behind me. So you're just going to play around with it and see where you feel works for you. And then gently come back onto all fours. And we're just going to come up into Sphinx. So bring the hands to the side of the chest, both hands flat to the floor, keeping the elbows tucked in. Come up so that you're really using the muscles in the lower part of the back. Okay, just lower to the ground and then come up, first of all, onto all fours. But then you're just going to sit back on your heels. And first of all, we're just going to do the cactus arms, so pulling the arms down, again, using the muscles in the upper back. And then from here, bring your arms behind you, arms up on my fingertips, and then just push the hips forward slightly and drop the head. So bring the head back up, come back up just to sitting. Bring your hands to the floor and just swing around the legs and bring them out in front of you. So you might want to move your buttocks so that you are connecting with the sitting bones on the floor. First of all, we'll do Dandasana,
So outstretch the legs, have the feet flexed, pointing up to toes pointing to the ceiling. Roll back the shoulders and bring your hands flat to the floor if they can reach. You're holding in the core, shoulders are back, you're pushing away with you with the heels, so you're in a really strong, stable position. Using all the muscles, even though you're just sitting. And then relax. So we're going to do a forward fold, but we're going to do a really passive forward fold, so you're not pushing it. So you might even want to put your palm upwards, with your hands palm upwards, so that you're not pulling yourself in any way. And you're just going to hinge forward from the hips. Keep the feet flexed. And just let gravity bring you over. Close down the eyes. Once you've gone as far as you can go, you can let the head drop. And as we come towards the end of the practice, we get a little bit more introspective. Maybe we close the eyes. Feel maybe the breath coming a bit slower and deeper. So always come out of forward folds, nice and easy. Bring your palms to the floor. Help yourself come up. Going to give yourself a bit more room because I'm just going to lower myself down one vertebra at a time. Oh, so that always feels really nice. I think when the small of the back comes in contact with the floor, I love that bit. Rolling down. So we're going to cross the left leg over the right leg, the opposite way from the way we normally do it. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, allow the knees to come over to the left. So if this is too intense for you, just uncross the legs. I find this really, really good for the right hip. Really kind of decompresses it. I get a sore hip from running, and I find this really helps me. So if you want, you can stretch out the arms. So inhale, nice and gently roll onto your back. We're just going to swap over the legs, so crossing the right leg over the left. Deep breath in, and then as we exhale, allow the knees, just the weight of them to come over to the right. Coming as far as is comfortable. I think the end game here is to have your knees on the floor. Mine are nowhere near. Just depends on your flexibility. So inhale and come back to center. Leave the legs the way you are. So we're going to do it the other way this time. So more of a twist. So your right leg is over your left. You probably want to pick your hips up and shiggle them over to the right a little bit. It'll just give you more room. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, allow
the knees to come over to the left. And you should feel that differently. Whereas before I really felt it in my hip, and it'll be different for everybody. I now feel that more in my back and my side because I'm getting more of a twist. You can bring the arms out to either side. And if you would like, look over towards your right hand. That'll increase the stretch. It's usually at this point I realize all my thigh muscles are real clenched up. So really try and make an effort. Tell them to try and relax. Try and let go of any of the tension. And if you do that, you'll probably find you can deepen the twist a little bit. So as we inhale, we're going to roll onto our backs, uncross the legs so both feet are on the floor, straighten up the hips, cross the left leg over the right, and maybe pick up the hips and move them over to the left. It'll give you a bit more room. Inhale, and then as you exhale, allow the knees to fall over to the right. And you should feel a nice stretch. Depending on your body, you can really feel it all the way from the fingertips of the left hand, all the way down the arm, kind of through the armpit, down the left side, and the left hand side of the back, the chest, right over the left glute, all the way down. A full body twist. And again, you might find that looking over towards the left hand increases that slightly. So let's roll onto our backs as we inhale. Across the legs, bring your hips back into the middle, and let's just bring the soles of the feet together. Letting the knees open up to the sides. Let's find this really nice soothing position. You can bring your hands to your belly. And take a moment, see how it feels. Just rock your pelvis back and forth so that you're pushing the small of your back into the ground. And then just relax with your hands on your belly. Feel that comforting feeling as your belly rises with the inhale, expanding under your fingers, and then falls back with the exhale. Bring your hands to the outside of the thighs. Use them to bring the thighs back together. Stretch out the left leg. Stretch out the right leg towards the edges of your mat. And so just move into Shavasana. So bring your arms a nice generous distance away from the body. Palms probably facing up. Tuck the chin in just ever so slightly because that will elongate the back of your neck. More restful position. And just take a moment to observe how the whole body feels. Maybe check in particularly with the neck, the shoulders, the upper back, and the lower back, as we mainly can be focused in them in practice today. So bring the attention to the breath. Don't change the way you're breathing, but just notice the breath, the quality of the breath. Does the breath feel any different to the way it did before class? And use that breath now, particularly the exhale. Every exhale and every cycle of breath, feel the body growing heavier and feel its weight as it presses into the floor, giving up all sense of resistance to gravity. And with every exhale, use the power of that breath to instruct all the muscles in the body to completely relax and let go of any tension. And for the next few minutes, enjoy that feeling of heaviness, of warmth, of comfort, and of ease. So on your next inhale, take an even deeper breath in and allow the energy of that breath to enable you to make some small movements in your fingers and in your toes and in your wrists and in your ankles. You could bring your soles of your feet to the floor by bending your knees. Rock those knees from side to side. And then roll onto your side and maybe just pause there for a moment. And no rush. And then when you're ready,
bring your body upright, come back into seated position, but keep the eyes closed. Keep the movements soft and gentle. Maybe roll the shoulders. Maybe have some small neck rolls. So from here, sit up nice and tall. Open out the arms to either side. Stretch them out, opening up the chest. Bring the hands together above the head. And then as you exhale, bring them down in front of the heart. And just drop your head chin to chest, feeling that last stretch in the neck, the shoulders. Namaste. Hope that was okay. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're ready for your evening.